Hi guys, it's Amber, and I posted earlier today about doing this burn and bowl ceremony. So here we are. We're gonna do it. I got a few friends with me on Zoom, so if you want to join live, you can join on Zoom. I have my mom and my kids with me here. Garb's in the background too. All right, so yeah. Whew, 2023 was quite a year, wasn't it, friends? It was quite a year, and so I'm I have this ritual that I do every year with my family, and I wanted to share it with you guys in case you want to do it yourselves. So I'm going to be recording this. We may do some interacting if you join on Zoom, and I won't record that part, but I'm going to just record this part for folks to be able to do this on their own if they want to also. So part of the reason of doing this whole ceremony is because we ask for so much. It's like kids at Christmas, like they want so much. They want to make a list, and it's like Santa, get me da 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 da. You got this whole list, right? But then it's like, if you don't make room for the toys that you want, then where are you going to put all the stuff? It's just going to get built up. It's just going to be a bunch of clutter, and it's not going to be as enjoyable as what we really desire and expect. And so, when I grew up going to a church called Unity, it's a non-denominational church in Detroit. So if you're just joining us, hi, I'm on IG and I'm also on Zoom. So if you want to join us on Zoom, you're welcome to. The links in one of those places here, there, or somewhere. But anyway, I'm supposed to be pressing record on my computer. So let me do that. Hold on one second, guys. Let's get record because I want to be able to share this after. All right, so the recording's in progress. So about this burn and bowl ceremony. So when I was a kid, if you caught my post earlier, you'll see that I talked about my grandmother used to watch us on New Year's Eve when this is my mom, and her sister would go out. Me and my cousin would go to my grandma's house, and she would have us do this burn and bowl ceremony. And so at a very young age, we started to, on New Year's, make it a ritual that we do the ceremony. And so I always say at the core of spiritual, if you say, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, at the core of spiritual is ritual. And they're the rituals that we do, the things that bring us closer to God in whatever ways that feel good and right for us. And so this was one of the earliest ways that I learned to do this. So I'm inviting you guys in to do it with me tonight. It's not going to take very long. We'll probably be on for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. So while I'm telling you this story, I'm going to invite everybody to go get a pen and a piece of paper, or a pencil and a piece of paper. And you may also want to get something that you can burn in. I'm going to use my little sound bowl because it's metal and it's safe. So I can write down what I want. We're going to make a list of things. I'm going to guide you through what goes on that list. And we're going to put it in here and we're going to burn it. We're going to get rid of it. This is going to be symbolic of us leaving this behind. Those things that we carry on our backs, those things that we know are not really serving our evolution. When we know that we want to get further, sometimes we got to let some of that weight off to do that, right? And so that's what I'm going to be inviting you all to do tonight, is to let go of that weight, let go of those things that we've been carrying around on our shoulders so we can make room for the things that we really want in our lives. So are you getting those pens and papers? All right, I see some notes coming up. Are you getting your pens and papers? Hi, everybody who's joining us. I'm going to pin myself on here. Like I mentioned, if you want to join us, you still have a second of time to join us on Zoom. You saw the link in the chat. So feel free to join us there if you want to. But let's get into it. So if you can think about the things that you want in 2024, just going to invite you to start visualizing some of those things that you're calling into your life. Like, what do you want in your home? What do you want in your personal life? What do you want in your work? What do you want in your relationships? What do you want in your body? How do you want to feel? What do you want to do? What are those things that you want? So those are going to be some of the things that we hold with us that motivate us through this process. Because if we're real with ourselves, we can look at some of the things that we're doing, and we know we might be getting in our own way. If you might be getting in your own way here and there, drop a yes in the chat, drop a yes in whether you're on IG, but how are you getting in your own way? I want to invite you to start thinking about that. Are you having fear, and fear is getting in the way of what you want? Are you having negative self-talk and talking yourself out of things that are meant for you, that God has for you? Are you doubting yourself? Are you too busy focusing on things that are not really needing to be prioritized to get you where you want to go. If you are, you're human. It's normal. We do it, right? But when we consciously make an effort to let go of these things, to bring them into the light, first of all, to be able to let go of them, then they stop having power over us. And so that's what this whole ceremony is about. We're going to write this down and we're going to burn it. So I want to invite you to get those pieces of paper and those pens and just start to think about any of the things that you do or that you say or that you feel that don't feel good to you, that every time you do it, you're like, why do I do that? Maybe it's impulse. Maybe you're a very impulsive person and you do things at just like on impulse and don't really feel it out or think it out through. I'm going to tell you, I study positive psychology, and that's my homegirl calling me. Let's go on Do Not Disturb. One of my, that's my homegirl calling. I hope you see us on IG and join us, girl. So I'm going to share a little positive psychology kind of tip with you. So self-fulfilling prophecy. Does anybody know what that is? Self-fulfilling prophecies. All right. So this is what a self-fulfilling prophecy is. It's when we fear something and we think about it. So when we fear it, we think about it. We think, let's just say like, I never want to be broke. So we think, I never want to be broke. I never want to be broke. I don't want to be broke. I never want to have like not have money. And when we think about that, our brain doesn't really know the difference between wanting something and not wanting it. It just knows that we're focusing on it. And what we focus on expands. So if we're thinking, I don't want to be broke, then in our brain, what we're processing, what we're focusing on is broke, 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 broke. And so that pattern or that fear of thinking about like the thing that scares us most is actually the thing that brings it to us, because like I said, what we focus on expands. So instead of thinking about what we don't want, what's best in our brains and our energy, if you believe in manifestation, is to think about what we do want. And so we're going to get to that because we're going to write a letter to God. But in order for us to really not just spiritually bypass the fear or discomfort behind the things that we don't want, we have to acknowledge it. So we can acknowledge, I have a fear. Maybe it comes from my childhood or my childhood experiences. I have a fear of lack or poverty or not having. And so today, what I'm inviting us to do with our papers, and I'm going to do it with us, is to start thinking about those things that we're fearing, thinking about the things that we don't want, maybe the things that come up and we go, don't think about that, because we're so busy that we can't focus on that. And I get it. On a day-to-day basis, you're like, I can't focus on that. I got stuff to do, right? But like in the big picture of it all, we want to bring that up. We want to shed light into dark places. And so I'm going to invite us for a couple of minutes to get out our pens and our papers and to make a list. You're going to write that list on a piece of paper, something that you can easily burn up. I like to use tissue paper. I have a big piece of paper today. This is from a journal that a really good friend gave me. So I'm actually going to do it on here. I'm going to rip out a piece of paper. My mom's got her paper. She's got her tissue that she's writing it on. The paper's not beautiful, but you know what? I don't care because I'm about to burn this up. This is the stuff that I don't want anymore, okay? I'm going to write it down. I'm going to give it to God. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to make room for the things that I do want. So if you're just joining, get your pens and your papers, all right? And let's start making that list. As I make my list, I'm going to give just talking. So I'm going to kind of talk through this out loud as I'm making my own list. But I'm inviting you to make the list too. And if you are on Zoom with us, hey guys, if you're on Zoom with us, feel free to drop some things in the chat. What are you letting go of? What no longer serves you? I went to a church, church at Community Baptist, and that was here in Englewood. And the sermon was about how we can carry the weight of things that no longer serve us, but it becomes a part of who we are. And it's almost like a pride for us, like that story that we tell, like, I've been through it. I'm always the one to this, or I've always been the one to have to deal with that, or I'm always the one in my family that has to do X, Y, or Z. And so that becomes a part of our personality. And even though it's something that's not serving us anymore, we're still carrying it around. We're like, all right, That's that thing. It becomes a part of who we are. And so is that still serving you? Is it serving you that you're that person that always has to put yourself last? Is this serving you that you're that person that people feel like they can talk to any way that they want to? Are you that person that doesn't listen to your gut and your intuition and lets other people tell you things all the time? Are you that person that's carrying your family trauma and saying that because my mom did this, or my dad did this, or my grandparents did this, that this is who I am? That's a choice, friends. It's a choice. Let it go. If you don't want it anymore, let it go. Can we let it go, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Jackson too. We gotta let that go. Because guess what? Like I said, it is a choice. Yet it's something we deal with real life traumas. And I'm not trying to minimize any traumas that anyone has dealt with. But what I'm saying, and a part of the reason that I'm inviting us to do this is because I want us to recognize the power of choice that we have to let things go, not sweep them under the rug, not ignore them and act like they didn't happen, not be ashamed of them. Because that's what really happens, right? Shame. The things that we don't really want anybody to know, we're like, don't tell that. Let's put that over there. But it's festering in the corner. It's like, it's still there. We didn't heal from it. We just ignored it. And so the way that we acknowledge those things is by bringing them up, is by praying on them, is by making intentional efforts to let them go. We have to do something different if we want a different result, right? Okay. So as I'm saying this, I hope that you're starting to think about what some of those things are. For me, one of the things was that I have a commitment to perfectionism. I'm gonna write that down, commitment to perfectionism. And while I love for something to be excellent, that was one of the reasons that I said, you know what, last minute, I'm going to do this right here today. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm sitting on my couch with my family, and there's no like super setup or anything like that. But I'm like, go with the perfection. My spirit, my gut told me to do this. And so here I am, and I'm doing it. So that's one thing I'm letting go, the perfectionism. Is that something that you may need to let go of as well? There could be letting go of this. We have some friends on Zoom, and uh, it was a list of like 8 things that we could let go of. And one of the things on it was letting go of procrastination. How many of us are procrastinating and we're not prioritizing the things that we need to be doing that are really going to move us forward? So if procrastination is on your list, then I'm going to invite you to let that go as well. Let go of that procrastination. I wrote something down earlier. I did this earlier with Transforming Love Community. It's Reverend Shahira. Shout out to Reverend Shahira. She led this for us in our church ceremony today. But one of the things that I wrote about was it was, oh God, what was it? It was so good. It was not doing something. It was kind of attached to the perfectionism, like not doing something because I wasn't sure if it was going to be just right. And so that fear, that gut feeling inside that I should be doing this, I should be starting this business, I should be having this conversation, I should be going to this place, I should be doing this habit. But it's like that thing that I should be doing, but I'm not doing it. I'm going, all right, like I'm gonna do it one of these days, and procrastinating, but putting it off when every day we wake up or every time that thing comes up, we're like, well, why am I still procrastinating on that? So if that is something that you relate to, I'm going to invite you to write that on your list too. Okay. So what you need to let go of maybe something that you're procrastinating and you haven't yet grasped. So it may be a bad habit that you're letting go of. Like I said, it may be doubt or fear or negative self-talk, but you are making a commitment today that I'm not going to let this thing rule me anymore. I'm not going to let this be something that keeps coming up and I keep sweeping into the shadows of my life. I'm not going to be ashamed of this thing. Maybe it's something that you did in your childhood or a nickname or something somebody called you that you didn't like. There are so many things that hold us back, guys. Like if we're real honest with ourselves, there are things that we're still battling with from our childhood that's paining us, that comes up and we're like, don't think about that. Don't think about that. Well, guess what? 2024 is on the way. And if you don't want to take it into 2024, I'm inviting you to let go of it now. All right. So I know we got some folks that just joined us on Zoom. Welcome, guys. And I know there's some folks, some of those of you who are with us on IG. So for a second, let me see if I can get a little music going. I'm going to play something for like 1 minute so I can shut up and make my own list. And then once I have this list, what I'm going to invite us all to do is to get your lighters, Get your bowls, or you can go to a sink if you want. Because listen, I'm saying right now, I'm not telling anybody to light a fire, and cause any problems over here. So make sure you do this in a safe way, or do not try this at home, children. So I need to feel like I need to give that disclaimer. Okay, we are setting something on fire, but if that feels unsafe to you, you can flush it down the toilet. You can rip it up and throw it in the garbage. The point is to get rid of it. Okay. All right. So let's see. I want to pull up a song. And of course, if you know me well, you know I love Big Sean, and I'm cracking up that that's what's popping up because I'm not going to play that right now. But let's see. I'm going to give us a little bit of meditation music. Let's vibe it out. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give us Victory Jones. That's one of my really good friends, and she has a beautiful voice. So let's see. My folks on Zoom, let me know if you can hear this. I'm going to play this and just play it for about a couple minutes. Can you guys hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you hear on Zoom the music. I may need to share my speaker, you guys, so you can hear it. So guys, if you're joining us, we are listening to Victory Jones' soundtrack. I love the song. Let the whole song play. And give us some time to make a list of what songs. Just to feel the right. Five. That might be something to let go of. That just came up, right? Absolutely. I'm not talking.
Amber, we can't hear you anymore.
Maybe cutting it off. Can you guys hear me now? You hear me now? Okay, so my friends on Zoom couldn't hear me. All right, so we've had some time. If we need more time, I'm going to invite you that this doesn't have to be the only time that you do this. You can do this, you can continue, you can do this tonight, but I'm going to invite you all to take your list. If you want to share anything that you feel like isn't serving you in the chat, go ahead. You may inspire somebody else to think of something. I'm going to ask my mom to share something. Ooh, I put you on the spot for a second, mommy. Yeah. This is my mom, guys. This is the one that was out having a good time while I was at home doing this with my grandma. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I'm not kidding. But this is my lovely mommy and my lovely daughter, Jana. And Jackson too. Come on, Jack. Garv's here too. I think he's doing the digital version of this on his phone. All right, guys. So, hi, Candace. Hey, Jessley. Hey, guys. Hey, Rafa. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Caitlin. I'm so glad you guys are joining for this. All right. Mon, do you want to share not anything too personal, but maybe something that you are letting go of or leaving behind in 2023?
The first thing on my list is I release any sense of that I don't know my vision and my purpose, because I know I do. And by telling myself I don't know, it just reinforces the doubt.
Mhm.
And so I'm going forward into this new year with a purposeful vision,
Mhm.
and I'm allowing that vision to unfold.
Oh, see, I love that, Mom. That's so good because that is like what I was saying before about the focus. What you focus on expands. So if you focus on the lack, then the lack expands. But when we focus on the presence of, then that expands. We give space for that to expand. So by focusing on the purpose, then that's bringing more purpose-driven things into your life.
Every moment is an opportunity for purpose.
Every moment. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay, thank you, Mommy, for sharing. That wasn't as bad as you thought it was, right? I just put her on the spot.
Yeah,
Jack, do you have something that you're letting go of?
say it.
Being sick.
You don't want to be sick. You want to be healthy, right? So you're letting go of being sick and of anything that you do that makes you sick. All right, Jonna, you want to share something?
I had like procrastinating because like even earlier I was told to cut the roses for the flower vase. And my mom had to like threaten me with taking my phone away for me to do it inside. So yeah.
So you're letting go. Okay. All right. So you're letting go of procrastination. Listen, raise them, bring them up young, teach them young, letting go of procrastination. All right, guys. So now is the time. Jack, I'm going to ask you to sit over there because I'm going to light some fire.
Oh,
So guys, get your matches or get your toilets or wherever it is that you're using to get rid of this. Oh, thank you. This is to cover this. All right. So, oh, did you want to say something? Okay. SCARED. Jackson is letting go of being scared. He's letting go of fear. Yeah, I did a lot of letting go of fear this year too. So before we get rid of this, I'm going to invite us to pray on this. So I'm going to invite you to take your list, fold it up, ball it up, whatever it is that you want to do. Look at it. Let's just observe it for a second. Let's look at some of these things and be real with ourselves. And let's just think about how good it would feel to let go of this, to not be carrying this weight around any longer. Okay. So we're going to, in a minute, we're going to write our letter to God. And this is going to be a part of what inspires it, because once we let go, once we make room, then we have space for the things that we're calling into our lives. All right. So I'm going to ball up my paper, get my matches ready. I got my metal bowl. Remember, here's the disclaimer, guys. Be safe. Don't try this at home. You don't have to use fire. You can use a toilet if you want to flush it. You can throw it away. You just want to get rid of it. Okay. But make sure it's flushable. Right. I'm not trying to stop up anybody's drains. I don't want nobody blaming me for any problems. All right, friends. All right. So we're going to take a second. So I know we've been playing, guys, but we're going to be quiet. Let's take a deep breath together. All right. So I'm going to say for myself and for all of us that while these things that we have written on our paper can feel like the things that we want to let go of, we're going to honor them for a moment and know that they're a part of what made us who we are and that have made us strong enough to let go of things and move beyond them. We're going to thank God or whoever it is that we praise and worship our Creator for giving us the resilience and the strength to overcome challenges and things that get in our way. We are going to see ourselves triumphant. We're going to see ourselves beyond anything that is on this piece of paper and know that we have the choice to focus our energy in good spaces and good areas, that we will not stop thinking at what I don't want and just let that be the end, that we are opening ourselves up to what we do want and for the universe to bring those answers to us and for us to start trusting our gut or keep trusting our gut and our intuition and to be moved towards that space of what it is that we do want in our lives. More blessings, more abundance, more happiness, more joy is what we're calling into our lives. And so for these things that are on this piece of paper, we're not ashamed of them. They have happened to us. They are what we have experienced, but they are not who we are. And so at this time, we are declaring that this no longer serves us. We don't need this anymore. We have had enough of whatever these limitations are. And when we step into 2024, we are willing to do and intentionally do things that are helping us to overcome this. We're willing to keep thinking beyond the problem to get to the solution and then focus there. We're willing to write our goals down or get our accountability partners or put it on our wall or go to church or put it in our heart, whatever it is that we need to do differently to bring the blessings of abundance and happiness and love and health and well-being and wisdom and joy into our lives, that we are committing to do that. And so at this point, we say, thank you for teaching me the lessons that I needed to learn, but you are no longer needed things on this paper. You are no longer needed. And I release you and I let you go. All right. So I'm going to tear this. All right. And I'm going to light my match. Oh, don't let this turn into no blooper, y'all. Hold on. All right. Oh, it's going out. Wait. All right, let's try it again. I may need to get a lighter, guys.
Might use this.
Oh, here, yeah. Maybe we'll use GG's.
Now that's gonna burn real quick.
Okay, will you hold it and then I'll take it from you? Or you can drop it in this bowl. So we have a bowl here, guys. Can you hold it up so they can see it? We have a bowl. We're inviting you to. You guys got your bowls? I see you guys over there. All right, I see y'all. Yep, I see your bowls. Oh, I see Caitlin's got hers on fire. All right. All right, let's like this. All right. Thank you, God, for releasing that which no longer serves me. You want to release that? Release that? Release. There was a song in church. They used to go, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. All right, no more struggles, no more strife. With God's faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, we should probably open the front door before the alarm goes off. Actually, I'm going to give this to you to set outside. You set this outside first.
Careful, it might be hot. It's
You're gonna let that
stopping.
finish burning outside. All right.
Yeah.
I'll let that burn out on the porch. All right, safely discard of whatever it is that you wrote on your pieces of paper. I see fire going. Right. All right. I see my friends here on IG. I hope that you are releasing that which no longer serves you, and that you were there with us for that prayer. And like I said, I'm gonna have a recording of this, so there's a playback if anyone needs to go back to it. So now, guys, we are going to get to the writing our letters to God. So now that we've made space, now that we've let go of those things which no longer serve you, I'm going to invite you. We're going to do, this is Asking is Giving, Jerry Hicks and Esther Hicks from the Lessons of Abraham. Wonderful book. If you're looking for a great book to start off the new year, I highly recommend it. There is this exercise in it that's called the Creative Workshop. And it's a workshop that is meant to help us to get really clear about what it is that we want in our lives. So it says, use this process when you want to focus on what's important to you personally, when you want to be in more deliberate control of the primary areas of your own life, when you want to improve your state of allowing so that even more wonderful things can flow into your experience, and when you want to practice a positive point of attraction until it becomes a dominant point of attraction. All right. So I feel like if you're on with us tonight, then that's where you are right now. So before we form our letter to God, what I'm going to invite us to do is to look at every major area of our lives. Now I'm going to say 4 of them, but you may add more, and that's fine. So let's start out with our body. And so what I'm going to invite you to do on another piece of paper, not the one you burnt up clearly, is to write my body. And then under my body, write, this is what I desire for my body. Okay. This is what I desire for my body. And we're going to do the shortened version of this, but I'm going to invite you to go back and do this later on. I actually did this yesterday morning. So I have a few things down, and I'll share with you as you're writing yours. So what are the things that you want for your body? You don't have to pull for this. Get what comes to mind. The first thing that came to mind for me is I want to be healthy and full of vitality from head to toe. That's something that I desire for my body. I wrote down, I want to feel strong and able and to function at, and for my mind, for my brain and my mind to be in full working order and optimally functioning. So those are some things that I wrote down. So I'm inviting you to write those things down. What are some things that you want for your body? And now, instead of what we usually do, and we start to think of when, I'm going to invite you to write because, and let me tell you why. When we think about when, resistance comes up. And when can make us feel like it's not going to happen, or how are we going to make it happen? And it can really lead us to resisting what it is or being more fearful of what it is than going with it. So instead of when, I'm going to invite you to write because. We're going to trust that everything's happening in divine order and divine timing, and that we're going to get things when we're meant to get them and in the way that we're meant to get them. But the because gives the purpose. Like my mom earlier was talking about purpose. Why, like when you say, remember what little kids used to say, oh, did you do that on purpose? Yeah. What are you doing on purpose? So what do you want for your body on purpose? Why is it that you want the things that you have written down that you want for your body? When we can think of our why, we're more motivated to go for it. It's more of an alignment of a pulling towards us being pulled towards it than the when. So I'm going to invite you to write because, and then write why. So why is it that you want? For me, I had to say, why do I want to be healthy and full of vitality from head to toe? And my because was because I love feeling good and what I'm able to do when I feel good, right? I can have multiple reasons because I want to be able to be a great parent with my kids and run around and have fun with them, right? So I'm going to invite you to write your because. Now I'm going to go through these again because I don't want to take up too much time, but I'll give you the next area. And then I have a page full of these for each page, guys. So this is my body, this is my home. So your next thing for you to write is my home. And then I'm going to invite you to write, this is what I desire for my home. Okay. And so what is it that you desire for your homes? Oh, Freudian slip. I said home, but it could be homes. Maybe you desire more than one home. Maybe you desire a few homes. And then looking at that and then answering that question, why? Why do you desire that for your home? So I wrote, I want a happy, joy-filled, beautiful, supportive, uplifting, and inspiring homes in divinely chosen locations. Why? Because I love when my homes feel good and call me back to them. I want to be free and flexible to move and travel. I want to be able to use my homes to help people. So that was a slip when I said homes, because that's me. Like I'd actually like multiple homes. That's something that I'm calling in to my life. And one of the things that I'm doing to make space for that is getting rid of extra crap that's in this home. So I've been clearing out closets and little spaces. And so that's me being intentional and making room. So what are you inviting into your home? What do you desire for your home, friends? All right. And why? So be sure to write that what you want and then write because and the why. Okay. Right. So hopefully you had time to write down at least 3 things, right? You can go back and do this later, but write down 3 things. Next area of our lives that we're going to focus on is our relationships. What is it that we want in our relationships? So I'm going to invite you to write, this is what I desire for this is what I desire. Oh, I wrote / regarding my relationships. Write what feels right for you. You don't have to do it like exactly how I did it. Do it how you want to do it. All right. So, what do you want for your relationships? Do you want healthy friendships of people who support you and who you know have your backs? Do you want to be able to be celebrated and not tolerated? Right? And why do you want that? Why do you want those healthy relationships? It could be because you know the importance of surrounding yourself with good people, and you know that there's some people that you may love dearly, but you need to put some boundaries up and stop letting them weigh down on you, right? So I'm inviting you to write what it is that you want in your relationships and your why. What's your why for the things that you're asking for in your relationships? Okay. All right, and the last area that I'm going to give you to focus on, but you can feel free to add to this list in whatever ways you want to, is your work. Your work is, I always like to point this out, what you do for a living. And when you think about how much of your time your job takes up, I hope for you, friends, that it is something that has meaning to you or that you enjoy doing in some way. Or I hope that it allows enough space for you to still be able to get to the things that have meaning for you and make you feel good. All right. So if you're a kid like Jonna, who's on with us, then you can write school. It doesn't have to be my work. So your work or your school, or Jackson, who's on with us. Say hi, Jack. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bubba Watch. Here's Bubba. Okay, so you can write my school instead of my work, okay? And write, what is it that you desire for your work? What do you desire for how much of your time it takes up? What do you desire for the type of people you're around when you're at work? What do you desire for how much money you make and how much money you have after you pay all your bills every month? And why? Why is it that you desire that? So don't forget to write that because, friends, okay? So you're going to write that because. So I wrote, the first thing I wrote under my work is that I want to be a vessel of God's love and light through my work. Like for me, I know that I have to be purpose driven in my work. I'm a workaholic. I told y'all I'm a perfectionist. I'm working often and I like working because I love what I do. Right. And so I want to be able to love what I do. And so I pivoted maybe 6 years ago now into this business because I get to do this for a living now. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And so I want to continue to be a vessel of God's love and light through my work and impact the lives of many. So I'm asking God to bless me with expanded territory, enlarging my territory. And why? Because I know in my heart and soul that this is my purpose. Why? Because I know that the world needs more positive people and sources of light, and the work that I do matters. So those are some of my reasons or some of my desires in my work and my reasons why. And I'm inviting you to get clear on what yours are too. All right. How are we feeling? We feeling good on this? I'm just celebrating you guys, like taking time before the new year comes in to do this. You still got time to go out afterwards. You could still, somebody might have their little freakum dress on while watching this. You might be putting makeup on and watching this, and that's fine. Do it whenever you want to do it. You can go back and do this tomorrow. You can do this whenever it feels good for you. But I'm just celebrating that you're taking time to focus on this, because what do I keep saying, friends? What we focus on expands. All right. So if you want to share anything, feel free to. Okay. Oh, I got some folks that are going to do this with their kids tonight. I love to hear that. Yes, please do this with your kids. Mine are here doing it too. I don't want to put you on the spot again, because I'm sitting here. Because you're sitting here, Vanna Black, we're going to invite you to share with us anything that you would like to share from your list. And you don't have to. This is truly just if you want to. Don't feel obligated. But
Well, okay, I'll take for my work. I vision turning problems into problem-solving opportunities.
Oh, listen, she works with me too, guys. So I like that, Mom. I love that, turning problems into problem-solving opportunities, right? Because it's a choice, and it's just the way that we look at it, right? It's not so much what it is as it is the way that we look at it. All right, so I'm going to read from this book. While I invite you guys to drop in the chat if you want to, anything that you're letting go of from this year, or anything that you're calling into your life for next year. So this book, Miracle Prayer, is one of my favorite books. If you saw my post, you heard me talk about my grandma. So my granny used to, when she really loved a book, she would buy it for everybody. Like we would all get the book for Christmas. But listen, this woman was like 89 years old buying everybody books. And after all the books that she's read, from Eric Butterworth to Susan Shumsky to Deepak Chopra to Michael Beckwith to who else? Iyanla Vanzant to Reverend Shakira. If she bought us a book and she said she really liked it, I was like, oh, I'm here for it. Because you done read like a gazillion books. So you know when a book is really good. So this book she bought for my whole family, and it's called Miracle Prayer. And I love this book. And I'm going to read us a couple of things from it. So first, I'm going to start with reading this passage on blessings. And I'm going to invite you to repeat after me. Now that we've gotten clear on what it is that we want, I claim my blessings now. Say it with me. I claim my blessings, now. I am attuned to the blessings of answered prayer now.
I am attuned to the blessings of answered prayer now.
My soul awakens to new beginnings of God's love and grace.
My soul awakens to new beginnings of God's love and grace.
And now I'll read some from Surrender. I let go and let God take charge of my life.
I let go and let God take charge of my life.
Okay. I let go of all and I let God handle it all.
I let go of all and I let God handle.
And then lastly, from inner guidance, I am divinely guided in all of my ways.
I am divinely guided in all of my ways.
I trust my higher self.
I trust my higher self.
I listen with love to my inner voice.
I listen with love to my inner voice.
I am led by spirit in all I think,
I am led by spirit in all I think,
all I say,
all I say,
and all I do.
and all I do.
I am always divinely guided and inspired.
I am always divinely guided and inspired.
Okay. All right, friends. So we are writing and affirming that, or we're repeating and affirming that. And so I'm going to invite you to write your letters to God. This might be a long thing, so I'm not going to stay on with you for the whole time of writing your letters to God. But in your letter to God, you really got some substance from our time together. I'm inviting you to, it's just you and God. Be real with you and God, and be open and be vulnerable with you and God, and claim what it is that you want for 2024 in that letter. And when you write that letter, you can put affirmations in. I am that I am. We learned this earlier in church about, was it Moses? Well, I don't really know the Bible stories like that. There was the I am that I am scripture. Was it Moses?
Well, it was.
I'm putting her on the spot. Okay. Anyway, I am that I am is from a scripture in the Bible. And the most powerful things that you can say are what you say after I am. So I'm going to invite you to put very powerful statements after I am. So whatever you need to be to get those things that you're asking for, write those down. I invite you to put them in different places in your house. I invite you to I put them in my bathroom. I put them in my wallet. I invite you to put them up in places where you can see them. I invite you to say it to yourself in the morning. I'm inviting you to write some goals down and put them up, not like behind the door, but like on your nightstand. All right. And put all of that in your letter to God. Keep some of it with you, your letter to God. What we used to do, Granny used to take it, and she would take it and she would get it and she'd mail it back to us. So I'm going to say this, nobody may do this, but I'm going to offer to do that for you. If you want to mail your letter to me, I will keep it until June of 2024, and I will mail it back to you. So I'm going to give you my office address.
Unopened.
Unopened, right. I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to look at it. It's between you and God. But the point of doing that is to write it, to trust it, to let it go into the universe. And then 6 months from now, look at how you've been blessed. Look at how it's come to life in your world. And then also look at what you might need to retune or refocus on in order to use the next 6 months of the year to bring those things into manifestation. And what do we talk about? It might not be that this happens at the end of 2024, in 2024. But let me tell you, friends, if you start focusing more on what you want than what you don't want, it's going to start coming into fruition, into manifestation. All right. So the address to my office, Quartz Wellness Collective, office is 562 Sylvan, Sylvan Avenue, Suite 1000, Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, 07632. And my bad, it's 560 Sylvan, guys, not 562. 560 Sylvan, Sylvan. All right. So I will mail that back to you if you like. Yes.
In the return address, you should write letter to God so that she knows
Yes.
the purpose of it.
Right. Thank you.
So she doesn't open it.
Yes, exactly. Right. Because this is between you and God. So I invite you, friends, to write that letter to God. And just before we close out, I'm just going to pray for each of us on here and just pray for a new year for us, and to really be bold in what we ask for this new year, to be brave in what it is that we're willing to uncover and overcome and going for what we want, to be courageous and just doing something different, because change is not always easy. But if we want different results, we got to be willing to do something different. All right. So I'm going to log off of IG, and I'll be on Zoom for a second. If anybody wants to talk, I am here. And I just wish you all a happy new year. I am praying for you, your family, your loved ones, your goals, all the things that you desire. Pray for me too, because I need it. Put it out here, send it my way. Yes, yes, yes. We got some cool programming coming up this year. So like I'll be doing free things like this every month. And then we have the Well Zone. It's a space, it's an online community that you can join. We have monthly workshops from not just me, but a collective of people. We got mental health practitioners, we got relationship coaches, we got parenting experts and parenting workshops, all types of stuff that's coming. So if you haven't already, sign up on the Quartz Wellness Collective website and check out our programming, or sign up for our newsletter where we'll send you info to check out our programming. And we will see you in 2024. Be safe, be blessed, be happy, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All right, IG, I'm off. I'm going to stop the recording. Hi, guys.